All righty then, let's get back at her. Where am I at here? Bylaws. I don't think this one is, I went over. There was one right there where I was wrong. I was reading that here. It was the next step. I've got to have a page missing. Because the number's wrong too, and the resolution, the bylaws. Back. Ed with bylaws, 8.1.
Be it resolved that the following bylaws be taken as read and passed. Bylaw 1801-1031 being a bylaw to amend zoning bylaw 9813 of the former Township of Westmeath as amended. This is Industrial Park Road. Bylaw 1802-1041 being a bylaw to establish a commemorative naming policy. Bylaw 1802-1042 being a bylaw to execute an entertainment contract for the 2018 Whitewater Street Strut. Bylaw 1802-1043 being a bylaw to provide for the remuneration of members of council of the Township of Whitewater Region and to repeal bylaw 1712-1014.
All right, can I get a mover? Moved by Councillor Regier, seconded by Councillor Mackay. Any questions? Having seen none, all those in favor? Opposed, if any? Carried. Resolutions.
The Council of the Township of Whitewater Region award request for quotation 2018-02 to 665952 Ontario Inc. operating as the line records for the purchase of a storage container at a cost of $8,176.43 after HST rebate.
Can I get a mover? Moved by Councillor Jackson, seconded by Councillor Olmsted. Any questions? All those in favor? Opposed, if any? Carried.
The Council of the Township of Whitewater Region award tender 2018-03 to Mac McKenzie Motors Limited for the purchase of a 2018 Chevrolet Silverado half-ton truck at a cost of $35,823.83, including HST.
Can I get a mover? Moved by Councillor Jackson, seconded by Councillor Regier. Any questions? All those in favor? Opposed, if any? In favor or opposed? Okay, you're opposed to being in favor. Okay. Carried.
The Council of the Township of Whitewater Region direct that public notice be given for the potential commemorative naming of the tourist booth building at Veterans Memorial Park in Cobden in honor of Arthur B. Cobb.
Mover. Moved by Councillor Olmsted, seconded by Reeve Miller. Any questions? All those in favor? All those carried.
The Council of the Township of Whitewater Region award request for quotation 28 of a storage container at a cost of $8,176.43 after HST rebate.
Can I get a mover? Moved by Councillor Jackson, seconded by Councillor McLaughlin. Any questions? Seeing none, all those in favor? Carried.
The Council of the Township of Whitewater Region award tender 2018-02 to Blue Mountain Chrysler Limited for the purchase of a 2018 Ram Quad 1500 half-ton truck at a cost of $39,943.20, including HST.
Mover. Moved by Councillor Regier, second by Councillor McLaughlin. Any questions? All those in favor? Opposed? Carried.
The Council of the Township of Whitewater Region award tender 2018-01 to Freightliner North Bay, bid B, for the purchase of a 2018 Freightliner SD114 at a cost of $281,967.48, including HST.
Can I get a mover? Moved by Councillor Mackay, seconded by Councillor Jackson. All those, any questions? All those in favor? Carried.
The Council of the Township of Whitewater Region award tender 2018 at a cost of $140,470.30, including HST.
Can I get a mover? Moved by Councillor McLaughlin, now by Councillor Mackay, seconded by Councillor Jackson. All those in favor? Carried.
The Council of the Township of Whitewater Region approved the fourth quarter 2017 administration report that was presented at the last meeting.
Get a mover. Moved by Councillor Olmsted, seconded by Councillor Jackson. Any questions? All those in favor? Carried. Notice of motion. I'll start with Dave because you already had 4 things on the rip.
Okay, I want to talk about the poor condition of the dock in La Paz. This was brought to me at the bank by the bank woman.
La Paz.
But I thought maybe we could look at the dock in Westmeath just.
It's relatively new comparatively, but.
Okay, we'll just have a look at it.
But we can look at it, absolutely.
And the light is out, and they would like to know if they could get a porta potty there. And it is quite used in the summer. There's lots of cars there.
Yeah, Councillor Jackson.
I think, having said with regards to the issues of the docks, I think all docks and boat launches should be looked at, because I know in Cobden there is a huge hole that if hit when you go off the paved part of it, if you go into the water with your trailer, it really drops on one side. So I think a review of all docks and boating launches should be done this year.
And that would come under Jordan. Okay. Councillor McLaughlin.
Well, I think Councillor Jackson took away my fire, because that was exactly what I was thinking, because I've had concerns as well from the boat launch on Acres Road and the condition of it. So I think maybe it would be great to put it high on our priority list to, in the spring, to have a look at them all, and then bring back a report.
It's very fortunate that the feds downloaded all of that on our plate, but thanks for the gift, guys, and thanks for the money to keep it up. Anyway, I agree, we need to do that, so that will be on number 2.
Okay, there's the Emily project, which is putting 911 signs on farm properties. They have done it in Evans and Bromley, and I was asked to bring that up, and we can look into that.
We put that on too. And for Councillor McLaughlin, it was a young lady, I believe at the age of 7, had an accident in a field, and there was no 911 sign at the entrance to the field, and the young lady died before they found her, before they found the family that had the little girl die. So that has become an issue where they would like to see 911 signs at all the field entrances, and then I think that's the gist of it, right?
Yep.
Yeah. It's just a life-saving thing. Councillor Jackson.
Yeah, it's unfortunate whenever the 911 signs did come into place that the county of that request did go to the county of Renfrew at the time, and for every so often, and they turned that down. So hopefully, if enough municipalities gather some steam, that can be done. Even, you see it on highways. You see, a mile marker on highways or a kilometer marker. It should be on the large county roads as well, within where there's no buildings for a long period of time, or driveways that are numbered. So. And
I think the number's the responsibility of the county, and the landowner is responsible for the price of the sign. But I think the sign is in the neighborhood of $20 to $35 or something to that. It's very inexpensive to save a life. And so I agree with Councillor Mackay. And number 3.
That's it. That's all I got.
Road allowances.
Oh, yeah, wait a minute. Yeah, wait. Okay, hold on. Okay,
you got to write them down, Mackay.
I did write them down, but I can't read my writing. Okay, a few people come to me and talk to me about getting to the river on road allowances that are blocked by landowners, and they're not their property, it's a road allowance. So, I'm not talking about making the roads open, I'm just saying they should have access to them. We shouldn't have to take care of the roads, but these road allowances, like Fletcher Road is one, and they block a van in front of the road, right by the breweries there. That's not a very good thing. So if we have all this river, we should have access to it.
Okay, we'll have that discussion for sure. Councillor McLaughlin.
I thought we already have bylaws in place, do we not? That you cannot block a road allowance. I know you cannot gate them.
that would be true, that you're not allowed to block a road allowance without council's permission.
Exactly, so maybe instead of discussion, we just need to enforce it, because it's there.
Yeah, we can, the simplest thing then would be for, Janet to bring back a report. If there's a bylaw that we need to enforce, then that would be the way to go. Thank you.
Well, and I think as well, when councillors get a complaint, that they should be forwarding that complaint on to the CAO and the department head that's involved, so that each individual complaint can be addressed at the time that the complaint is done. But let's make sure that we have the proper bylaw in place, that there is no blocking.
Yeah, correct. Okay, Councillor Regier, any notices of motion?
To bring something forward on Robertson Drive in Beachburg. I would just like to somehow take a look at that. I've been getting some complaints there about the speeding, the excessive speeding. I think they're coming off a government road, and I don't think there's a sign erected there even dropping that down to a 50. So if we can just take a look at that. I had also mentioned it to our CAO earlier this week. So I would just like to see something enforced there. I don't know if it's even an OPP presence, whatever it takes, but and there is definitely excessive speeding. I sit on that corner there and nobody stops at that stop sign moving out onto the road. I've seen a few near misses there. So anyway, if we can just take a look at that.
Okay, and then Councillor McKay?
I know there's OPP because my wife got a fine there the other day, so I think they're doing a good job.
Yeah,
I laughed at it.
oh, I'm sure she's so happy that you told us that.
No, it's good. I like it.
Oh, yeah. I just, this time, Janet, we approved a speed board, didn't we?
Sorry, yes, we did actually, and I've just received some prices on it, so that'll be coming back to council in the near future as well, to look at a purchase for that. And we are looking at a smaller unit that we will be able to move from road to road and gather minimal data, but yes, we will be looking at that in the near future. And once we establish it, I think it's only about a 6 to 9 week delivery. It isn't drastic, so.
Okay, that sounds good. Okay, Reeve Miller.
No, we're good.
Councillor McLaughlin.
I think there's already enough on the agenda, so.
We got lots of meetings, whatever you need. Councillor Olmsted.
I agree. I don't think I can add to Mr. Mackay's agenda.
Councillor Jackson.
No, I'm good.
Okay. And I'm good. All right, we're going to go to closed session.
Minutes first.
Oh, yes.
The Council of Township of Whitewater Region approved the regular minutes of February 7th, 2018.
Oh, minutes and correspondence. I'm on the wrong page. Can I get a mover? Moved by Councillor McKay, second by Councillor Jackson. Any questions? Okay. All those in favor? Now, we have correspondence. I'm sure everybody, just get a motion to accept. Councillor Olmsted.
You can note and file most of the corn at Annie's Gas Bar in Forster's Falls, and then the second one is a motion from the town of Essex to go back to the old process of if there will be surplus schools that they be offered for $1 to municipalities should they choose to purchase. So that motion for D, which I can read, the Council of the Township of Whitewater Region support the request to maintain the Bell payphone at Annie's Gas Bar and Variety in Forster's Falls.
Councillor Olmsted wants to speak to that, so go ahead. Oh, mover. Now we're getting a mover. I have a mover.
I'll move it too.
Okay. Councillor Olmsted and second by Councillor Regier, and Councillor Olmsted, go ahead.
Yeah, just on that item, I don't know if anybody had a chance to read it yet, but it's a petition from Forster's Falls. There's somewhere around 150 signatures on a petition, which is significant from Forster's Falls. So the gist of it is Bell Canada want to remove the payphone, and as we all know, cell service out there is basically non-existent. And we've been trying to get providers to scale up their cell service, which hasn't happened yet at all in our region. So I'm of the opinion that it's an extremely important item in Forsters Falls, for both Forsters Falls residents, if, you know, they don't have cell service to begin with, and for vacationers and travelers and tourists petition, and perhaps we can write a letter to Bell Canada on behalf of council.
Totally agree. Councillor Mackay, then Councillor McLaughlin.
I've gone by that, in the summer, all the time there's tourists, like you might see them once a day, you'll see somebody talking on that phone quite a bit, so it's probably pretty important.
Councillor McLaughlin.
Much like what Councillor Olmsted said, because there's so much dead service out there with, cell phones, and there are a lot of tourists that go through there. If there's an accident, how do you have a way of contacting without this, cell phone, or without this payphone? So I think we need to send a very strong letter of support to Bell Canada, and I think Councillor Olmsted has pretty well covered all my concerns, because I was on the same impression. I've talked to the owner, and I think that's one of the things that are bothering him. So I think we need to send very strongly, either to do one of two things. If they want to remove it, that's fine. If you're going to do that, then beef up the cell service so that people have service in Forsters Falls, because it's extremely poor in that area. And that's all I'll have to say.
Yeah, I agree 100%. Before you remove a service, provide a service. If you phone Bell Canada, they'll tell you that there's no blank spots in any of that area. Now, maybe they should bring some of their people up. Go ahead. I was pretty loud there, I meant to be.
I just wonder why, if you go over to Quebec, they have good cell service and there's cell towers. The population isn't as big as ours, and there's still cell service there. I don't know why it's their government obviously pressuring the big companies to put cell towers there. Why don't we have any on this side of the river?
I'm not entirely sure of the answer, but I think maybe we should go over there and ask them, because whatever they're doing is correct. They were lackadaisy on this side. Why is it when you're in Forsters Falls and you use a cell phone, if you can get any kind of service, it goes to Quebec? There's a lot of things that they should be talking to us about. We have asked them. I believe Councillor Olmsted has made several requests to have these things upgraded without any response at all. You know, not everybody lives in Ottawa. You got to get from Ottawa to North Bay, and so I think I counted 17 dead spots where I lost communications between Cobden and Ottawa on one trip down, trying to get on Bluetooth, I will say, trying to do business. 17 times I had to redial. That's not a way to brag about us stepping into the future. So, yes, indeedy, Councillor Olmsted, we need to back the people of Forsters Falls on that. All those in favor? Carried.
Second motion, the Council of the Township of Whitewater Region support the resolution of the Town of Essex regarding the option to purchase schools due to closures.
Can I get a mover? Moved by Councillor Jackson, second by Councillor McLaughlin. Any questions? All those in favor? Carried.
Mayor Johnson, could we go back to that motion we had? I wonder, do we need to direct staff to prepare a letter
no,
in
because
that motion?
anytime a resolution is passed, we prepare a letter to pass it along. So we'll, and in this case, it won't come from me, it'll be signed by the mayor. So we'd prepare the letter as due course when you pass the resolution of that kind.
Okay, as long as the letter is going to be prepared, I'm satisfied with that. I know before we used to put that in to direct staff, but as long as staff has already taken the initiative, then that's excellent with me.
Mr. Mayor, if I may, item C came up as a notice of motion at the last meeting, and Janet can speak to this as well. There was a request from the Whitewater Bromley Community Health Center to plow the parking lot off of Government Road to access county trails. I know Councillor Mackay at the time mentioned that he plows it when he can. We just put it on here because to note that the county, the request went to the county, and Jason Davis has acknowledged that that will go forward to county committee. So until the county reviews the matter, staff will just stand by. So just to note that for the record.
Okay, and just to add to that then, Councillor Mackay, business as usual, cleaning when you can?
Yeah, I cleaned it a week ago, I guess.
Yeah.
And the little tiny snowfalls I don't go, but if it's
Yeah.
a big snowfall, I will go.
Well,
I just can't get there maybe the same day.
I don't see how it could be an emergency situation because it's for active exercise. So if you're going to jump out of your car and cross-country ski or snowshoe, there probably can jump out of your car in 4 inches of snow without being in a problem, and you won't be stuck. So I think probably they have been getting a reasonable service, and I really do appreciate that it's going in front of the county. Thank you. Carried. All those in favor? We didn't make a motion to that. I just want to be sure. You're not teasable tonight either, are you? I usually get you going. Yes, let's move into closed session.
The Council of Township of Whitewater Region move into closed session at 7:41 p.m. for the following items with the CAO clerk, deputy clerk, and managers of building and property services and physical services and the fire chief CMC remaining in the room with the exception of 13.3, which will only include the CAO clerk. Legal update, litigation or potential litigation, including matters before administrative tribunals affecting the municipality. Land dispositions update, Westmeath parcel, industrial park lands, land in Beachburg proposed or pending acquisition or disposition of land by the municipality. And CAO clerk's 2017 performance appraisal and 2018 draft work plan, labor relations or employee negotiations.
Okay, can I get a mover? Moved by Councilor